wave support. I see from your case that you're struggling both with the fit on this patient due to scleral compression from the lenses, as well as weird overrefractions. At first glance, this looks like a relatively straight case from a power standpoint, where the corneal cylinder roughly matches the refractive cylinder, and therefore you anticipate a pretty straightforward result. Unfortunately, with the weird cylinders, it suggests that you're getting compounding refractions. In my experience, this most often happens when wave underrepresents the true corneal cylinder when you're opening up the software. This is usually if you choose average astigmatism. Quite often, wave interprets a spherical cornea, and then when it's adding in the refraction, it overcompensates by placing cylinder on the front of the lens. Therefore, you end up with a bitoric lens, which, if it's not sitting properly, will give you some of these weird overrefractions. The best way that I find is to not average the astigmatism, and a helpful tool that I use on pretty much all my wave patients. Before I design the lens, I place a spherical lens of known, power on the eye, and just get a nice clean overrefraction, and then I use this tool, the trial lens data tool, to add that power in, and that quite often gets me from point A to point B much more effectively and more quickly. Now let's look at the design for a moment. The design actually looks quite good. The fact that you're getting some scleral compression out there suggests that it's just too tight. The best thing to do, if you can, is loosen this lens up, flatten it up. If you go with a flatter base curve, it should loosen up that outer zone. And even though your edge angles look pretty good, a flatter lens will create a little bit better tear exchange on the outside, and therefore you won't have so much limbal compression. The best way to do that is using your tools down here, and you can import one of your trial lens cases, one of your trial lenses that you've created. If you are rusty on how to do that, I'll include a link that shows a wave training video of how to do that. You might also create a trial lens that you can use on this patient. If we look at the other design, the smaller lens design, this actually looks like a nice design. The dirty feeling that the patient has with these lenses is probably due to a little bit more movement on this lens than the other one, so she's probably feeling that little lens awareness. If this lens is fitting pretty nicely, don't be afraid to maybe adjust this edge angle a little bit to see if you can reduce some of that dirty lens sensation. Once again, if this was designed with corneal averaging, you're going to run into those weird overrefractions. Keeping those 2 points in mind, I think you'll be successful once you incorporate some of those ideas. Well, I wish you well with this difficult case, and thank you for contacting Wave Support. Have a great day.